Hey everyone, my name is Nathan Payne. Welcome back to another episode of Blu Ocean Crypto. So today I want to talk about the rewards that Mavia is hinting is coming towards the end of each monthly season. Now, there's a couple things about this that I definitely want to cover. We're going to take a look at the tokenomics, unlocks. I'm going to show you guys some of the teaser stuff that they've given us. And then I want to talk about something a little bit more controversial near the end. So without further ado, let's jump right in.
I want to play.
Okay, so firstly, this was the first thing that we noticed a couple months ago was all of a sudden at the trophy reset, we got this pop-up. And it shows, your trophies have been reset. Get the most trophies by the end of the month to get the best reward. So this was really the first tease that something was coming. I mean, we all knew eventually that they were going to do leader-based or trophy-based rewards, but we haven't actually seen anything in the game. This was kind of the first thing. It was like, oh crap, okay, is it going to be next month? Is it going to be this month? We weren't really sure, but obviously seeing this message gets us hopeful. Now, a couple of the things I want to cover with you guys here. If we take a look at the release schedule and the breakdown, and I'll kind of just start at the very beginning. And I know a lot of people have asked questions about this too, but you can see that the gameplay rewards, the initial unlock was 2.5 million, and then there was 10 million for community and ecosystem. Well, definitely know none of those tokens have been used for that specific category, right? We don't have any gameplay rewards, and there's been no community or ecosystem rewards for the Mavia token either. However, what they did, and some of you guys might forget, was back in April, they updated their mission schedule. So this was pretty cool. And actually, we've seen a couple other projects follow suit with this, but Mavia was a big one to kind of do this and do it publicly, which was cool. So they talked about how private sale allocations have the next 3 unlocks reduced. The team allocations were moved to first unlock being in February, and then same with advisor. And the gameplay rewards will have the next 3 unlocks reduced by 80%, same with the ecosystem. And it said that the adjustments mean that there'll be no token distributions for advisors to the team for the next months. Additionally, all other additional categories will see an 80% reduction in emissions. So if we actually go over to each scan, you can see right here how the breakdown is. Now, I know a lot of people are very curious about this, and I just wanted to kind of go through it a little bit. We're a little bit beyond that 14%, obviously, but right now with Mavia integration, see that they actually moved a fair bit of the tokens over the bridge. Quite often when you're dealing with centralized exchanges, you have to provide liquidity. Sometimes you plan accordingly, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you need to take those allocations from pools. As long as it's all accounted for, that's what people care about. I know some of you guys have gotten a little confused trying to look through this. So I went through basically everything from the vault. The numbers are, I think, 43 million tokens. That's kind of been sent out. We don't have the gameplay and ecosystem rewards being used. Now, that doesn't mean that what was unlocked wasn't necessarily liquidity on the centralized exchanges bridge. So it's kind of like taking from one bucket, replacing with another. This is quite common for projects, but we do know that those tokens are promised, right? Now, it was reduced, of course, but you can see here, if I kind of keep going along, you can see that the gameplay rewards and ecosystem keep increasing. And actually, community and ecosystem is the largest allocation out of all of them. So we know that there's tokens for us at some point with this. However, I want to jump in game, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the controversial stuff. So let's just go in game here. Okay, so now that we're in game, I wanted to show you guys this too. If you open up the leaderboards, you can actually now see on the top left where it says season ends. Obviously, it's supposed to say November, not October. The fact that we have a timer is also really helpful. And I do know in Discord, they had mentioned that eventually there'll be an API we can attach to players so we can track their trophies and all this stuff, which is going to be great to help reset. We do competitions every month at BOG, and I know what I've had to do is get the guys, sometimes me, to take pictures kind of the moment before the reset so that we can properly record everyone's trophies. Plus, we know like player replays and all that are supposed to eventually be on the blockchain. Same with play files. Sure, once we get to that point, that's where we'll be able to use the API to connect and track people. But here's the thing. So we know that there's potentially rewards because of the pop-up. We know the seasons last every single month. So really, it's going to be about trophies. We can see there's a top players tab and there's a My League tab that's not open yet. We have top alliances. So right now, the biggest thing with trophy pushing, it's very difficult. You got to have a good base. You got to know how to attack. You got to take advantage of revenges. You got to buy shields quite often. However, if you just stay online, using your screen, moving it every 10 minutes, you're doing an attack, maybe you do some Ruby battles, maybe you stay in game, you won't get attacked. So naturally, a lot of players, what they've been doing is finding ways to stay online. I even know of some people that dual share an account. So for example, you might be playing for 12 hours and then your brother plays for 12 hours. Obviously, if you're just going to stay online, how are you ever going to be attacked? You can't. This makes the whole idea of rewards or trophies not a good idea, in my opinion. So what I've recommended and what I would like to see Mavia do is a forced break. So every 8 hours, if you're logged in consecutively for 8 hours, this also prevents casual players from running into this really. You could also do it so it's only for people with 3,200 plus trophies. Basically, every 8 hours, you're kicked off. You're required to be attacked before you can log back in. Now, because you're 3,200 plus, you're going to get attacked pretty much instantly. So it's not like you're going to be stuck not being able to play the game for even 10 minutes. There'll just be this maybe 5 minutes at most with a 3-minute attack. That'll trigger you getting a shield. And that means 3 times over the day, even if you are trying to stay online, you're still going to get attacked and it's still going to make everything more balanced. Then we don't have to worry about what people are doing trying to stay online. So I would really love to see a forced break feature implemented to help with this. And I think that's the way that they can make rewarding players the most fair. Now, at the same time, they could just YOLO it, add in the rewards. We're just going to have to see what happens. But Mavia is very clear in their terms of service. You're not allowed to use emulators. You're not allowed to use auto-clickers. You're not allowed. So all that stuff can get you banned, right? So there's this fine line to be making sure that you're compliant with the rules. But obviously, if there's financial incentives there, we know people are going to try to find ways. So that's why I do feel like the forced break will be really important. But regardless of all that, I'm really excited because this is something that a lot of us waiting for. There hasn't been any way to earn tokens towards the game up to this point because they've been waiting. And the gameplay and community and ecosystem is a rather large portion of the token supply. I really hope a lot of that is used towards esports and tournaments and things like that too. But obviously trophy pushing, that is kind of a big part of the game. It's just the most competitive aspect of the game right now. So it makes sense that we're going to get rewards for that. And I'm super stoked. I'm just excited to see that we've got the timer now. I'm excited that we're getting the pop-up that's showing that there can be rewards. I think this is all going to line up pretty well with maybe the marketplace release. And of course, when into the new year, we get wars, hopefully sooner than later. And that's where I hope the majority of the ecosystem gameplay rewards are actually used. Okay, guys, I'm curious, what are your thoughts on all of this? Are you guys excited about it too? Are you concerned about the being able to stay online? Do you have any recommendations for that? I'm curious to hear your guys' feedback. Let me know down below. Just want to say thanks so much for being subscribed to the channel. It really makes a big difference. Do me a favor and smash that like button. See you all in the next video. Cheers.